solutions to yourself or to others around you. It's not too bad. My job could be worse. It could be more toxic than it is. My manager could be more insecure and horrible like that person's boss. Or my relationships don't fulfill me, but it's not too bad. It's not like I have an angry spouse or a cheating spouse. I can live with this. I'm doing fine. My family is good. My work is good. All is well. But is it really? Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Own Your Everyday series in the Being Miraculous podcast. I'm your host and self-mastery coach, Shweta Shivraman, back with insights and micro practices you can use in your busy lives to own your everyday. In today's episode, we are exploring why it's not that bad is the worst thing that can happen in your lives. This seemingly innocent phrase could be the most insidious threat. And yes, I'm choosing my words carefully. It can be the most insidious threat to our professional growth and personal fulfillment. A silent killer that could derail our journey to greatness. In this state, we don't relish or feel satisfied with anything because things are not as good as they can get. And on the other end, things are not that bad. So we have no push to make change happen. Most adults I know live in this space. They endure the not so satisfying lives saying, it's not that bad, and live out their lives feeling disengaged and dissatisfied. And here's why it's not that bad is the worst that can happen to your career. At first glance, it almost seems harmless, even comforting. But in my experience, this mindset can be detrimental to those who aspire to become best version of themselves. Here's why. 1. Mediocrity in disguise. There's a Zen parable that brings out this beautifully. A harrowed student once asked his Zen master, "How can I find peace?" And the master replied, "Avoid the middle path." When the student protested that the middle path is moderate and safe, the master said, "It is neither here nor there. Choose your path and walk it fiercely." As high achievers, when we accept it's not that bad, we settle into mediocrity. This phrase masks a deeper dissatisfaction that needs addressing. And instead of solving for it or striving for excellence, this attitude makes us settle for mere avoidance of discomfort. 2. Complacency breeds stagnation. Consider a pond with no inflow or outflow. Over time, it becomes stagnant and murky. Contrast this with a flowing river, constantly moving, adapting, staying fresh. In the same way, when we say it's not that bad, we breed a sense of complacency. Movement and change bring in vitality that is essential for growth. Without them, even the most talented professionals can find themselves stuck, unable to achieve their full potential. 3. It neglects emotional and mental well-being. Here's another Zen parable. There was once a monk who was walking with a very heavy load. When asked why he didn't set it down, he simply said it's not that bad. Over time, he grew exhausted and suffered greatly. Another monk who lightened his load found joy in the journey from the very beginning. Now, there are many, many nuances to this that I won't go into, but a simple lesson for us in the context of what we are talking about is that when we ignore or diminish the gravity of a situation, we risk long-term emotional and mental burnout. Acknowledging and addressing issues head-on is so crucial for sustainable success. 4. It undermines problem-solving skills. Imagine, you're a carpenter and you say, this tool isn't perfect, but it's not that bad. Over time, won't you see that his creativity and craftsmanship will be impacted by the tool that isn't perfect? An artisan who cares for his craft will constantly seek better tools and methods. So as knowledge workers, what is that tool for us? Our minds. When we accept that it's not bad, we are stifling our problem-solving ability. We need to continuously innovate and find better solutions rather than simply settle for what's just acceptable. 5. It stifles personal development. Think about a tree that's constantly being trimmed to fit a small pot. Though it might appear healthy, its growth is stunted. In a larger environment, probably, it could have grown into a grand tree, maybe even touching the sky. Saying it's not bad keeps us in that proverbial small pot. Our personal and professional growth is stifled by Pushing boundaries and questioning the status quo is the way we achieve greater heights. Embracing challenges and seeking improvement are the hallmarks of a high achiever. And it's not that bad is a phrase that dilutes this very pursuit. So there's your own your everyday tip this week. As the saying goes, the greatest enemy of progress is not chaos, it's complacency. It's time we stop enduring things that are not so bad or worse and wait to hit rock bottom before we make change happen. The right time to change is now. Stay mindful, keep growing, and make change happen before things get bad or worse. Until we meet again, this is Shweta signing off, hoping you have a brilliant week ahead.